What's up, guys? It's Crash, and I can't believe it. We're talking about Gray Zone Warfare again. It's been a long time on the channel. It's been a long time since they've given us any information, but now we have what's coming out with the new update 0.4, which is now no longer called Dark Revelations. This is Spearhead is the name of this giant update, and I want to go over it with you guys, talk about it, and like we do on this channel, or like we used to do, back to our roots, baby. I'm gonna get you guys the information, react to it, but basically get it to you guys as efficiently and quickly as possible. What you need to know about the information that has gone out today. We're just getting kind of an overview glimpse of what's going to be in the patch, with 3 devlogs starting next week that are going to come out weekly with more and more information and deep dives into some of these systems that I'm going to introduce you to today. So thank you to Madfinger Games for sending me these assets and things to look at and go over with you guys. I really appreciate that a lot. It means a lot. I love the devs over there. With that being said, at the end of the video, I want to give some reactions and some opinions, and please hear from you guys what you think down below. And before we get into it, now we're getting into the new stuff. Do you guys think this was worth the wait? Do you guys think that this is going to bring a lot of players back, or do you feel like it's more of a stepping stone update, still headed in the right direction? Because we are almost approaching 2 years of this game being out. It's been like a year and 10 months or something like that. So let's get into it. So here are some of the new weapon inspections. You guys can also see some of the new weapons that are going to be coming. I will go through some of these slowly, but we got some pretty cool weapon skins along. I love the etching in that one. It almost went by too fast earlier to see it. But yeah, there's some of the etching in that one. That's pretty darn cool. And we can see some of the new skins. The 1911 boys, the Lord sidearm, with some really cool skins and stuff on it. I'm not sure, I haven't heard, I don't understand how these are going to be obtained. So we'll have to see how we get those within the game, if we'll be able to take them off some of the new bosses, or how that's going to work out. But there's the inspection type stuff with the new guns. We see like the M1A right there with the L-can on top, with some cool skins and stuff like that. Inspecting the magazine, a lot of new animations. And that's the reason the update took a long time, is because instead of just doing the lore, which I don't think it explicitly shows that in here, but there are 100 new quests. So there's 100 new quests, and quests work differently, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. So stay with me, and we'll get into that stuff too, but they're going to work differently. But what happened was they wanted to change a lot of the fundamental core mechanics to the game and redid a bunch of those. And that's why the patch took, you know, essentially twice as long. But yeah, we can go through these a little bit faster. You guys will see a lot of the guns. We'll go over them in just a little bit. But the inspects are really cool. And some of the skins look pretty neat. And I'm assuming with the details that they always have, the weapon wear and that kind of stuff will show up on these skins as well, and be pretty cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to that kind of stuff. These are going to be great for thumbnails. To the YouTube friends out there, they're going to be great for thumbnails for sure. I'm going to be interested to see how we obtain these skins and stuff like that, because we do know crafting is not in this update. I was really hoping for that. I think that's going to add a ton to the game. But we were told that that's going to be coming in the next update. The next big update is going to start introducing the crafting and stuff that I was really looking forward to. We get a new stats page. So I think this is pretty cool. This will be really interesting to look at stuff like that. And I hope you guys' resuscitation numbers are up where they should be. Okay. Now I'll be able to keep an eye on you. All right. Making sure you're resing teammates. But new stats page. That looks pretty cool. So let's keep moving forward. This is some of the new optics, and I don't think new optics, but this is some of the new locations and weather that's going to be around the map. This is some of the new equipment. So binoculars, a lot of us were asking for those. We get some binos with, you can run a sniper spotter setup. You guys probably saw this in the trailer they dropped today. So you'll be able to zoom in, check it out, give your dude the 0. He can dial dope and send it. You know what I mean? Another new one. This is a big one. So you guys also might have heard we're talking about this game being PvEVP again. They're going back to that. Love it or hate it. That's always what they kind of wanted to do. The last big update was really PvP focused. They're getting back to that. The AI has always been a sticking point for many people. Those, of course, got a lot of changes. But you will see here, there are a lot of new animations where you can see at a glance where you hit an enemy. If you tap them in the head, they do that. You can see it. If you hit them in the belly, they do that. They now react differently to where you hit them. You can take out a leg, and then they assume that hunched over position where you know that they're hurt. So again, if you're gonna go, if the, you know, they claim to be a PvE, they put the E explicitly before the P on purpose, then the AI needs some work, and they're always working on those. And you guys can see that in action here. That's a lot better. That's actually like pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool how they react to getting shot. That ragdoll at the end where he flew backwards was pretty cool, but you can see it when you take out their legs and stuff like that. The ragdolls are looking pretty cool, and they react to where you hit them. So it's like a super cool. And now he's limping and bleeding. Just a really cool detail. This game has always been very detail oriented, from just how the guns work, from the ballistic simulation, from like how you interact with even the vegetation, to how rain works and stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty darn cool. And you see the bullet ricochet off that guy. These are some of the new bosses and AI around. So they've added, along with the lore, as you guys would expect, a lot of new characters. So there's been a ton of new AI that are going to be added, different places, or they're going to be different places around the map. They also said it's going to be interesting to see how this works, if these guys are new bosses or if they're new allies. They also talked about new allies too. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys play out. These look more scary. These guys look scary, but it looks like a brand new cast of a ton of characters or modeled. So you're going to see a lot of stuff. This is the new map. So this is what the map looks like now. You guys can see a few changes, quite a few POIs added. If you guys want to, would not be a bad time to screenshot this stuff. If you guys want to, I will take my ugly face off the screen just for a second for the homies. If you guys do want to screenshot this, so that would be the time to do it. And I'm back. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys some of the changes to the map. You guys can zoom in and see some of the changes that are there. And there's a new, there's the key down here with that shows you kind of what's going on, and being able to take a look at that stuff. Now, one of the things I've wanted changed since the beginning has been the movement. I don't know if I'm the only one. Let me turn my face back on. You guys miss me. I want to know if you guys think this. Also, I want to hear in the comments. I've thought movement always needs some changes for quite a while. It feels, when I play this game, like for a day or two, I get into it and I'm comfy with it and I'm fine. But like, it feels jarring coming from something that's pretty smooth to coming to this. Like, the movement feels really rigid. Like the camera is like explicitly like, it's like your head and neck doesn't move. It's like the camera's attached to your chest. Like, you know, your head provides some stabilization. So I've wanted to see some rework to the movement. That's happening. These are some of the new movement mechanics that are going to be added. 2 different sprints. So you have kind of like a walk, a trot, and then you have a sprint, and then you get attack sprint. So again, they're reworking like super base level mechanics and coding stuff that's really basic within the game that are going to make really big changes. This is the first person view of that. So you guys can see how the sprint is going to operate there. And I think it looks smoother already. I really like that. I wouldn't mind another pass at like the smoothing, and like to give yourself a little bit of weight. I don't want crazy inertia like there is in Tarkov or PUBG or something, but just to where your character feels a little bit more weighty. And that's what this looks like. A new jumping mechanic as well. You can jump over a lot of gaps and stuff now. So there are some like really big ways you can jump and stuff. I did also notice, you guys will check and see if this makes it to the production build. You guys can see your blueberry on the map on your compass in this demo. So we'll see if that makes it to the main game. I don't remember that being in there, but again, it's been a minute since I played this. But you guys see some of the new jumping mechanics are pretty cool. The animations are pretty sweet. This guy's got ups. Yeah, he does not skip leg day. He does not skip leg day. So we'll have to see how that plays out. You guys have seen this from the trailer, jumping from rooftop to rooftop, how to land light and landing from a jump, how that stops you. We were also told that no more jump shotting, so you can't shoot while you're doing these crazy Michael Jordan jumps. Keep that in mind. So let me move forward. You guys can see examples of all this stuff. I'm sure they'll release it. These will more than likely be coming to the devlogs. But yeah, different ways to jump. You can see how the ankles bend and working on the slopes and jumping off that and stuff like that. Just a lot of different movement, like an entire movement rework. So that's good. The other thing that we have here is there's going to be a field manual. So this is for new people in onboarding. If there's something you have a question about, you can actually pull up the field manual and it gives you information about how to use certain systems. As you guys can see, how to use the quick action menu. There's some stuff about the background of Lemang, talking about all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool. It's almost like a built-in wiki. And then this is another example of some of the new POIs with some of the new AI characters. I thought this was a really cool screenshot to like just see how it's coming along. Now this is a big one. So you guys know in the last big update, they reworked how tasks work to where you can turn them in from the field. You can turn them in a cop. You spend more time out on the island. This one's even better in my opinion. And I think it's really cool. You guys some of you hardcore people might think it's a little bit casual, but you can actually see the radius of the task on your tac map. So this is the little bird down one, and you can actually accept it graphically. So if you want to do this, you can highlight it. This also shows you like the one where you have to kill scavs in the start of town, restoring order to side task, which this shows us there are going to be main tasks, excuse me, and there are going to be side tasks now. So those are working a little bit differently. The other big thing you guys need to hear and listen to and report back to me on what you think. If this is a big mechanic change, they're going to make it now where if you fail a mission, it's gone. And if you want to progress there, you have to wait. And it's a period of time before you can do it again. So it's trying to raise the stakes of doing some of these missions. But back to this, you can see on the map in the radius that you have to complete it. And I really hope those boundaries are dialed, because it'd be really cool. You know, sometimes you're like, I have to kill someone here. Do I have to stand here? Do they have to be in there? Where exactly is the boundary? This is pretty cool. The other thing is you can pull it up at a glance and see where the hell you have to go. You can plan your route around the map if you want to kind of maximize your time moving around. And I really like it. You guys can tell me what you think. But he also sends within the little messenger that pops up on your screen. He also sends a screenshot, almost like an intel packet, right? So then whenever you go to do that, and then it kind of looks a little bit different in the low right of the screen, you will notice that you get a message from Handshake, who is also looking handsome and been reworked. And this just kind of shows you guys how that plays out. It all kind of happens on your screen, all stays in raid. And you can complete it kind of that way. So it shows again on the map and area. So you just don't spend forever searching. You don't have to go to another website and have something else pulled up on your screen to be able to do that. So I think that's a pretty cool. It also has some like interactiveness too. And then when you're back at the main area, we can break this down just a little bit. You guys can see, no really spoilers here. These are all ones that we see, and that's what I was going to look at real quick. There's really no spoilers, but it's still kind of the same where you turn it in, but just having the intel is pretty cool. It gives you like a snapshot, and it looks like a Polaroid of the chopper that you're supposed to look at, and then you can see kind of how it works out, and then you can hit complete, and everything's kind of done like it used to be in the rewards or in your locker. These are some of the new areas. We missed that first one. Let's check it out again really quickly. I'm sorry, it was really fast. Some of the new stuff you'll see around the map, just kind of showing off lore, new things that you're going to have to find, all kinds of crazy stuff, man, that's going to be added to the map. You're going to see just new spots. These are going to be around in trailers, and you'll probably see them quite a bit, but it does look really cool. Here's some shots of new areas with weather coming in and changing too. This thing has always had crazy weather. The interior lighting, dude, this game always looks so dang good. Notice here, maybe we're getting in some new rooms. Maybe we're getting in some new rooms in the old hotel. Some unlocking more stuff, man. Unlocking more of the rooms in Midnight Sapphire, it looks like to me. I don't know if you guys notice this either. For those of you playing at home, there is a chopper pad on top of the hotel now. Couple Midnight Sapphire. So that's interesting too. This is just one of the look at how things have changed. Some of the same areas, how things have changed since 0.1. We just have a slew of different things. And I just don't want to sound like I'm glazing here. It's been almost 2 years. It should look better, and it does. So the rain and stuff is really cool. And you guys know that the game has been optimized lately and is looking quite a bit better. Just looks more real. They put a ton of work into it. The map is just crazy. It's always been crazy. And again, watching this stuff with you guys gets me excited to go back into. Now, I will need a weapon expert to break this down. I am a gun guy, but I'm a competitive shotgun shooter. So I grew up shooting shotguns competitively all the way through the collegiate level. I'm not super crazy on rifles. I know that's like an M1A, but the gun nuts can tell me down below some of the new stuff we're going to be getting. That looks like one that's been modded. So here again are some of the new weapons. I love the finger. That guy needs to squeeze and not slap a little bit more. That looks like a M14, right? The M14 a little bit with the different mag, or maybe that's still the M1. But new marksman rifles for sure. I'll just say that. And showing some of the new stuff. Super easy forward. MK14. I'm excited about that one. Hopefully it's chambered in 308. That'll be pretty cool. I really wonder, dude, that guy's finger, he needs to squeeze, man. He's slapping it too hard. Man, you're not going to hit anything. The other thing is, I wonder if this is full auto. That'd be pretty darn crazy. That shot really fast. It looks like the fire rate's fast no matter what on that thing. Holy cow. Yeah, some of the new stuff. That looks like, I'm not sure what kind of handgun that is. That skeleton slide is crazy. I don't know what that is. Someone let me know what kind of handgun that is. It looks pretty wild. So yeah, some of the new weapons that you guys are going to see, and I think that's about it showcased today. So again, stay tuned to the channel. We're supposed to get some more information. I'll bring you back to the beginning while we talk about some of this stuff within the game. I have a lot of thoughts about this. I've been wanting to make a gray zone video for a long time and talk about the way I've been feeling about the game. And honestly, I think I was wrong about it. I really wanted to put it in a PvP extraction space. I wanted it to be that. I wanted it to be a persistent like style extraction shooter where you stay in the map. But I just really think it needs to be something different. And I think the devs are going that route too with this update. It just needs to be more of an RPG game. And I really think, I hate to say it because it keeps dangling the carrot. It makes me fairly excited for patch 0.5 when they add a hideout and crafting and stuff like that. And you'll be able to like take stock in your character and become that character and work through some of the skills and have some, do some of the trainings to get skills and go through the stuff to level up your hideout and craft and actually feel like you're there doing stuff in a persistent world. And the game needs to lean into that stuff more. I would love to see more global events. I would love to see more stuff to do around the map. I would just to make it feel like it's more alive and there's tons of things to do and it's going on. I would love to see like cop wars and stuff like an MMO where maybe you can only have cops unlocked to fight for like over the weekends, and then they lock in and that's spawn camps for like those factions and stuff like that. I think would be really cool. But I think the game is going in the right direction now. It's just at, understandably, man, a slow pace. And that's what I'm a little bit worried about. For people who have played the game, who are a little bit familiar with game development and the monumental task that making a game like this is, understands why it takes a long time. Building this kind of game is an insane scope of a project in Unreal Engine 5 with Scala on top of it. All the stuff that they've done, if you look back on it in 2 years to get to this point, is pretty damn good. But is the general public going to understand that and say, we waited almost a year for 100 quests, some reworks, and a field manual and stuff like that? That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about how the general public is going to perceive this. I also worry a little bit about the lane change, where the last update was heavy PvP focused, and now they're making sure to say that this game is PvEVP and they want to get back to PvE first, with kind of the bad rap that the AI has gotten over the years. So that's what I'm worried about with this game. It's a really cool update. They did a lot of stuff. I want to get back into it. Will it get big players and hold them for the next 6 months until hopefully the next update? I really don't think so, but it's another step in the right direction and getting us closer to 1.0. And I still think with 1.0 and the vision that they have for this game, it could be one of the coolest games out there. And just really lean into that persistence, where you're always on the map, I think hideout crafting is going to help with that a ton. There's going to be some new loot here. There's going to be some new loot. I guess I forgot to mention that. There's some things I probably missed, but we'll hear about them in the devlogs, so stay tuned to the channel. But just really leaning into that and having reasons to go around the map and do more things and having the map more alive with more stuff to do, it's just what this game needs, to where you feel like you're out there operating and you can take some stock in your character and you can feel like you're there. And I think they're headed in the right direction. I just really hope the general community and general public gives Madfinger the time to get there. I hope they can stay patient enough to get there. All these updates are cool, and I, like many of you, just wish they were faster, but that's how it is in game dev. So anyway, guys, it's good to be back. Thank you for watching my video. If you made it to the end, I cannot thank you enough. You guys are a blessing to me and my family. Hope you have a great day, and I'd love to see you on the next one.